Hey, what's up? It's Frank here from DataDriven.tv, the podcast where we explore the emerging fields of data science, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. I spoke today, there's that loud car again, I spoke today at SQL Trail on neural networks and ran into my colleague, actually a bunch of colleagues.
Very, very nice talk, Frank. Really appreciate your talk.
Thank you. It was on neural networks and how they work and kind of the basic fundamentals. And your talk was pretty cool too. It was about SQL serverless.
Yep.
So let me introduce my guest here, my impromptu guest, Devin Jaswal, who is also a CSA at Microsoft, Cloud Solution Architect, focused on SQL Server and big data. So what was your talk about?
Yeah, my talk was about like stuff the customers should know when they are moving to Azure, like some little tidbits which customer usually ask me. I just compiled it into a PowerPoint and shared with all the audiences here. Hopefully it was nice, good for them. At least even if they take like one little bit of that and remember it, that would be good enough for me.
Well, no, I think that's good because it makes it more real. Like,
exactly.
You know, it's not that demo where the way they used to call it was show up and throw up.
Yeah,
right. You want the real stuff. People,
yeah.
I think, are expecting that because there's plenty of places to get that. But so that's cool. That's what I really liked about your thing. And I didn't really know much about serverless in terms of SQL Server.
Yeah, that's something new. So I thought, like, let's share with people that something is out there. Which, if I was a customer, I would like a new offering like this because it gives me so much control. So share that with the customers. Serverless is a SQL server where you pay by second what we use, and then you automatically pause it or start it. So a very good product if you want to go and look and test it out.
So the one question I had, and I didn't want to ask because you were on a flow. Or maybe you did answer it, and I was checking email. What's the latency? So, like, if something goes idle, what's the latency before it starts up again?
Yeah, so that's always a question. It's just like any other SQL server. It's just not like a magic we are doing in the background. If you turn off a SQL server or stop the SQL service, it will lose its cache. So there is a latency to start with. But once we hydrate the cache with like the queries coming in, it will go back to working like normal. So there are some give and takes, but you look at the benefits you get by auto pausing and auto starting.
It's like ridiculous cost savings, right? Like
it is ridiculous cost savings.
Right.
I've seen, like, I actually priced it for one of the customers, and the difference between the provisioned and serverless was like thousands of dollars a month.
Wow. So, yeah, no, because I know that I've seen that with Azure Functions. Mm-hmm. But the one caveat is like, well, if it goes completely, again, this is Azure Functions, not SQL Azure, Azure Serverless, can't talk, not SQL Serverless. But I mean, the rehydration on Azure Functions can be a few minutes, which depending on your needs.
Exactly.
So yeah, but I mean the cost savings though, and then you brought up a good point. You can always have like a script pinging it or whatever, like every few hours. Like you want to ride that wave of, you don't want to have it firing all the time because then you don't get the cost savings, and you also don't want
like a couple of times a day, right? Like at night you don't need it to be hydrated, but like. And they will come up with a option. I was looking on the roadmap that in the future, newer version of serverless, they will not clear the cache, actually write the cache to the disk, and the only thing you're doing is reading it from the disk to the memory when it starts back up again.
That's
so
really
instead
cool.
of starting from zero, it's starting with where it was left off. So the time it takes to get back to the performance level you were on goes back to like from 5 seconds, just an example, it's not a real number, to 1 second. But
but it'll be a lot faster. That's cool. And the cost savings are ridiculous, and it's almost just like, why not move to the cloud? Because I like your chart where you show like you're paying for that CPU sit, whether it's in a data center or
your
in the cloud.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, cool. Thanks. Good to see you again. We work together, but we don't see each other very often.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Frank. I always watch Frank's stuff he puts on
Awesome,
Facebook.
Man.
That's one of my entertaining times when I'm totally stressed out. I go on the Facebook or go on LinkedIn and look at the stuff Frank has posted. So that gives me that little laugh sometimes, and all the jokes and stuff I share with my kid, actually. Like, hey,
awesome.
They think like I know good jokes now. because of you.
Cool, and not just dad jokes. I know a lot of those too. But, all right, thanks for joining me. And once again, we were at SQL Trail, which was an awesome conference. They hold it every October. This is the third one.
This is the third one.
And
Yes.
you have a great day.